configuration for activity areas. For the activity areas that we created, the general activity areas, we did the standard sorting. And for activity areas that we created, specific areas that we created, special zones that we created in 001, we did separate sorting. For one of the activity area, we did manual sorting. For Kabir, we did for Kabir we did automatic sorting, and for Sid, we did a automatic sorting. Sorry, the custom sorting through an Excel upload. So what we have explored yesterday is how to do sorting through config or through a custom sorting through a mass upload, and we also understood the importance of sort sequence in sorting, and we also understood whenever there are generic um, activity areas, for the other activities we do a standard SAP specific sorting. So only based on need we go and introduce custom sorting for a particular activity in a storage type. So today, so product master data, the way, so let's talk about each deployment option and how the product master data are extended. So if it is embedded EWM, like we are going to use embedded EWM, we don't need to do anything. We just need to extend the products directly. When I say extend the products are created in MM01. We okay, we extend it to EWM. So the extension is directly, you can, because the product is created in MM01 or extended in MM012, or it does exist in MM01, you can directly go and extend it to EWM. So you don't need to run any program batch job or anything. Okay. So it's a direct extension in case of embedded EWM. Okay. So in case of decentralized EWM, we need to push the material through SIF or IDOC to a decentralized system. Okay, because the decentralized system, we all know it's like a separate instance for EWM, and it's different to ERP. So EWM primarily was a decentralized system, and ECC was a separate system. So in those cases, we used to use a IDOC to set the we used to use core interface to send the data from ECC to EWM. Okay, so for decentralized in S4HANA, we don't use SIF, we use IDOCs to send data from S4HANA ERP or non-SAP ERP or ECC to S4HANA decentralized EWM. Okay, so once the data is sent, and then you can go and extend your data to EWM. Okay, as of now, at this point, we are going to discuss the direct extension. We will have a separate topic or a delta topic compared to what is the difference between embedded and decentralized. So this topic will cover in more detail at that point of time, along with other differences. Then in terms of product master data, what are the views of product master data and at what level they are maintained? Okay, before we go and update the master data, let us understand the views and their levels. So product master data and data has WM execution view, WM packaging view, it has warehouse view, warehouse data, it has warehouse view, it has slotting view, and it has storage type view. These are the three views where we have data maintained in EWM. Okay, so let's first talk about which data is at what level. Okay. So the warehouse execution and packaging data, okay, they are at client level. Okay. So this is at client level. That means data, excuse me, the data that you maintain here will be applicable for all the warehouses. You need to be very careful with the data you maintain here when your product is going to be exchanged to several warehouses. Okay. The data which is maintained in warehouse view, slotting and storage type view, they are maintained at we call it as a warehouse view. Yeah. So they are maintained at party and title dispose and warehouse level, obviously. So party and title dispose, warehouse, and this one storage type is maintained at party and title dispose, warehouse, and storage type level. So that means party and dispose, it represents your plant basically. So if your plant is changing, so you will have a separate view for the product, a separate data for the product. If your warehouse is changing, obviously each product will have its own data specific to a warehouse. But we also have an option for these three views that we can have a view specific to a party to dispose. So in the same warehouse, if I am storing a product for two different plants, okay, then I can have separate indicators in the product master for the plants. Okay, so so if my product was extended to two plants, PL34, PL35, I could then have separate views maintained for my plants because the patent to dispose is going to be different. So when I'm going to extend, I'll extend to patent to dispose PPPL, BPPL34 and PPPL35. So So the party will dispose, it plays a very important role where your warehouse is connected to multiple plants. Okay, and your master data can be different to your different party will dispose. Now, what we'll do now, we'll take a material, we will go through the views, understand the important fields, and as we go ahead, we will understand or explore the application of those fields. Okay, so execution packaging view client level, so we don't need to extend it, they get already created when a material is created. Okay, so like the basic data is already created, so when I go in mm01, I create a basic data. I even if I don't maintain anything in the basic 2 data, it gets extended because it's at client level. Same with execution packaging data. The moment a product gets created, even though you don't maintain anything, they are there in the product master. You can see them in MM03. Okay. So that's why when we are going to look at a product which we are going to take, the views should already be maintained for them. Okay. So let's take a product. This product. Okay. So this is one of the product we intend to use. So you can see it is already existing in some plant and the execution packaging view is already there. So I'm going to extend it to my plant now. Next to sales plant view and extend to purchasing view. Do we have a separate sales area, isn't it? Yeah, SO34. Okay, that is extended to sales on that level as well. And MRP 1, 2 for now. We don't use WM1 and WM2 views. They are only used in SAP WM. Okay. So I will not select these views because they are already extended. I'll go in MM02 and check them. Okay. So let me maintain PL34. I think SO34 is R. Warehouse, and I think, yeah, it's okay to copy from another one.
And story location should be 1000 for the PL34, or it will be 2000.
For now, we maintain it 2000. We'll extend it to the other story locations after we maintain it plant level. It has to be in all story locations. Okay.
Yogan,
So
one question here. When we extend the material, integrate the material from EWM decentralized to EWM system, here actually this WM view is required, whereas 1 and 2 required, or
no, we don't need that.
okay. Then storage type and all, how is determined? Yogan, could you please create one material and show to me instead of extend?
The creation is same like ECC. There's nothing additional we are doing here.
Okay. No, actually, I'm surprising without warehouse view, with WM1 and 2 view, how it is
No,
integrating.
that's what I'm saying. That WM1 and 2 view is for SAP WM. We don't use it for EWM.
Okay. No. See, when we integrate the material, see, without WM1, warehouse 1 and 2 view, we can integrate it, right? In as a product.
WM1 and 2 views are going to maintain in EWM level. We don't maintain here. You will have to accept it. You will not use WM2 1 and 2 because SAP doesn't integrate it with EWM.
Okay, agree your point. I got your point, but my question here is, see, I am going to create a fresh material. Okay, I am going to create a fresh material. See, see, in first instance, whether I have to select WM1 and 2 view or not. Without
No.
WM, okay, then it's okay.
Yeah, even though it
But
exists, see, I know where you're coming from. What is your confusion? We created a 3-character warehouse. Are you saying that this 3-character warehouse you need to extend WM1 and 2 view?
no.
No. So we don't need any WM1 and 2 view, because when you go to WM1 and 2 views, you need to give your level, a WM. So here it is telling me the levels. So here you will have another field, the warehouse level. That is ECC warehouse, ERP warehouse. So this is a dummy warehouse here. We don't need to do any
Okay.
extension.
Okay. But then how the packaging view is determining
We'll
without
come to that. Let's proceed with the normal extension. We'll come to warehouse extension. Wait, I'll explain you.
Okay, fine, sir, fine.
So these views, okay, so before we extend a product, we have to activate, we have to set the middle ledger to productive in S4HANA. So since it's a new plant, we'll just
What is the
simply,
transaction code? It was coming on the line, EWM. Okay. No, it's
CK
here.
start. Okay.
CK. Okay.
Let's simply run this for
Wh-
my.
What this transaction is doing, right? So material ledger is productive.
So in S/4HANA, the material ledger is mandatory, and this is one of the transaction before we. This is done by finance team before we start using the EWM. Sorry, not the EWM. The a new plant
S4HANA.
before we
Yeah.
start S/4HANA, new plant before we start using it.
The profit center become a mandatory in S4HANA. So I think they activate something related to that.
It's basically, in accounting view, you can see two
Mm.
currencies, your local currency and group currency. So you can have the multi-ledger gets activated in S/4HANA mandatorily. So it was there before, so but S/4HANA it has been made mandatory.
And even I have seen that the industrial sector is gone away from MM01 scene. Now we have just material and the material type.
It's hidden. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
hidden. You
hidden.
can,
It's hidden. Okay. It's hidden.
it's hidden. Yeah. When you go, you can on the header you can.
Bring, yeah,
Okay.
unhide.
Okay. It's gone.
Okay, so for now, I'm just going to maintain all the ERP data standard, like item category group, normal, sales plan data, every transportation group normal, the profit center already assigned here. So I'll just keep everything standard.
Can we activate the batch management, please?
We'll activate for another
Later.
material
Okay. No.
because this material is used by other plants. So here,
So
So
here in the
I-
batch management, there are two options I have seen. There is at the client, I think at the plant level and the client level, right? Something, yeah, batch.
yeah.
What is this? So if it is one at the global level, client level, and one is at the plant level, just at the plant level. Is that correct?
Yeah, since 1809, SAP has introduced this new field, so you can activate batch management at plant level with this indicator.
Okay.
So for certain plants, if you don't want to have batch management, you can choose not to have batch management by unchecking this. Excuse me. So now, as of now, this product is being extended like all other modules would do that, PPSD. Now, once I save this product, then we will see how extension is done at by a warehouse MDM team or by warehouse users. So here
so
you can see
when we
because of
saying
material
when we saying extension, we saying product master, right?
product master, yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Extension means material gets extended to your plant, right? So
So that you're
when I
doing
say
now.
extension, I'm doing now. So when I say extension, it can be extension of product to your plant or extension of existing product to
Mhm,
warehouse management.
mhm,
So,
mhm.
so we always do extension because the creation is done by other teams. Right?
Mhm,
Every creation generally is done by and like SD will do their extension, FI will do their
mhm.
extension. So we are also first doing the creating the material at a plant level, and then we'll extend it at a warehouse level.
Sure.
So this is due to material ledger. You can see your accounting in two currencies, and you can see the details at different period level. So I'll just maintain a price here. In our case, our group currency is same and our local currency is same. So change for us. So in your production environment, if these products will be created, extended the way they are as EWM consultants, we then have to discuss and talk about the EWM views. Okay, so as I said, they have created this product. So the execution packaging view also gets created because it's at client level. So the material is there, it is there. So you don't see any level here. Org level is not there. Okay, so execution packaging view. So we have to be, as I said, we have to be careful with these data because they are going to be relevant for all the warehouse. So some of them are related to a product warehousing need of a product. For example, how a product is handled. Okay, what is the indicator for handling a product, whether it's a fragile product or a hazardous product, and based on that, the warehousing parameters will change. Material group, warehouse material group, we can group the products for warehouse, like we have a grouping at the Matmara level. We can also do a grouping, warehouse specific grouping of products. Warehouse storage condition, what are the storage requirement for the product? What is the standard pallet type? What is the standard type of pallet in which the product should be stored into? Serial number profile. Now this serial number profile in our I think 1809, 1709, SAP has in S/4HANA previously decentralized. This serial number profile used to be at client level. Now you can also maintain it at individual warehouse level. So if you don't want to maintain one serial number profile at client level, then you don't maintain this. We will maintain it specific to the warehouse in the WM view. Okay. So this is like if you maintain a profile SCRH, for example, then all products in all warehouses will have that profile. Okay. But generally we tend to have a profile specific to a warehouse. So we might have some profile maintainer, but the profile that we maintain at warehouse level, that will get that will precede this setting here. Preferred unit of measure. So this is warehouse specific unit of measure. Again, this setting is also at warehouse level. We can choose to use this field at for all the warehouses, or else our proposal is always to use this field at warehouse level, because some warehouse the bigger distribution centers may handle the product in pallet. The latest local distribution centers may handle the product in boxes. So and then finally when the goods issue is done from to the final customer, the warehouse would handle it in the third warehouse, may be handling it into pieces. So it is dependent on warehouse, so we don't use this. But yeah, if at all you want to reduce your master data and you're clear with your business process that you prefer the unit of measure, the warehouse specific unit of measure is going to remain the same, keep it blank. If a product has to be marked as a special product, so we assign it to pilferable indicator. So based on this, we can set up several settings in EWM. It's a preferred product. We do a slotting in a certain way. It's a special product. It's a identification for some processes in EWM. Some special process will be done for these special products. Relevant for hazardous substance. So this is for hazardous material management. If it's a hazardous product, then you maintain it. This check. These views are related to quality. So they are designed and mapped by the QM team. Basically, inspection group is basically the inspection will look into the quality process, but the inspection gets assigned to a product based on the group. So quality has undergone a lot of change in S/4HANA from decentralized. There was a old way, decentralized, where we used to activate quality in EWM. So there we were using these fields, but in S/4HANA these have become optional because we also have QM and we use the QM views. So these are quality relevant data through which quality gets activated to this for this product. Again, you have an option here to activate it, or it becomes activated for all the warehouses, or it's better to park them for the the warehouse specific. You have the same indicator as warehouse specific. So for each warehouse, you can decide whether you want to do inspection or not. There is a functionality called as catch weight management. We have a tab for that, but yeah, it needs some special activation and licenses, which we don't have in the system. But Yeah, these are the data related to that functionality. Then this is execution view. This is for the normal products. Packaging view is only for the packaging products. Okay. So what is the handling unit type? So it's a pallet, it's a box, it's a Euro pallet, what kind of pallet it is. So we maintain the handling unit type here. Okay. Then the capacity, what is the capacity of this? So this data I'm only going to maintain for packaging material. So this is my normal material. Normal material would get packed into a packaging material, right? It will get packed into boxes, cartons. So for boxes, cartons, we'll maintain these tab. Otherwise, we'll not maintain it for anything else. Okay. So maximum packaging length, width, height, what is the tear weight to be considered or not. And I think this is a new field I've seen. Baby 2, it's a variable tear weight. Okay. So at a handling unit level, we'll find, weight of the pallet and the weight of the pallet and the weight of the content within the pallet, the products. So the weight of the pallet is a tear weight, and if it is variable, the weight of the pallet may vary, then we have to use this indicator. Ideally, it is fixed, So whenever when we see a handling unit, we'll see that the weights in a handling unit, it will be a multiple of weight of the pallet and the content within the handling unit. But yeah, sometimes if it has to be the pallet weight is changing, we have to set this indicator. Then these are all settings related to transportation management, integration with EWM, product builder, package builder. So this is a TM functionality for which, they I'm not aware of this functionality, but I how it works with the EWM. But yeah, the package builder is where TM sends all the information to us, how the handling unit has to be built for this packaging material, and for that purpose these settings are used. Okay, so ideally we'll not maintain this, or not ideally, but we'll never maintain this for a normal material. So I'm keeping this blank. The next material that we are going to extend is a packaging material, and then for that packaging material we'll come and visit these settings, these tab again.
So for the packaging material, it is good practice because packaging material will be same for the entire group. So we set that up at the client level, or still we do that at the warehouse level?
So
Like
packaging material, it's at client level always.
Yeah, it is at a client level. Yeah, so we can set it up at over here. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is no for packaging material, these fields are not available at warehouse level. So it always has to be done at client level only.
At the client level. Okay.
So that's all. We don't need to maintain WM1, WM2, anything else. As for EWM, it never looks at data into WM1 and WM2 view. The next data, warehouse specific data, will be maintained in MAT1 transaction. Okay, /n SCWM MAT1. Now this is where we extend the data to the party entitled dispose and warehouse level. Okay.
Yeah. So here, before you go, Rohan, when now the party entitled of disposal, right? This will be the same party entitled of disposal which we have assigned in the configuration, right? Or I can use any different party of entitled disposal as well.
Okay, I'll explain you how it works. You made a good point here. So for example, here we have maintained a default party entitled dispose. That means our plant is assigned to only one default party entitled dispose. There is an entry maintained in config, a default. So now when I create, I will not enter this field. System will take the party entitled dispose from the config because it's a default. Okay, it has took it from default. But in the config, if you keep it blank, you remember we discussed.
Yeah.
If
That's what I
warehouse
was
is
thinking.
assigned to more than one, it will be kept blank. Then if you try to create, it will not derive. And you can then say PL34 or 35, whichever part will dispose, you will have to manually enter and then you have to extend it.
Okay.
So here, now product master is pretty much, very easy in S4HANA because we don't have to do sifting, and one of the best thing we like, when we move to S4HANA. So this can be readily extended. So you have all these views, this data, which is coming. These all are grayed out because they are already maintained in ERP. They are just here because in decentralized system, these all tabs were open and we could maintain them in the decentralized system. Okay. Now, so you can imagine, a decentralized system is connected to a ERP systems, several ERP systems, right? So this data is open and you can manually maintain this data. ECC sends the data as if some other warehouse might be sending it through another means, but yeah, or the decentralized warehouse could also maintain the data by themselves. Okay. So all these details, they come from ERP. We don't have to do anything. Storage view, everything is in ERP. Okay. All these fields data, any of these fields, EWM will use them. For example, you can see in this is, you have all maintained this. We have already seen catch with data, quality data, all the data we maintain, the execution packaging view, they come here, and the classification data comes here. So we don't need to. So here you can also find the item category group, which is used for EWM in certain process. So the field is here, but we don't maintain it here. It's already maintained in ERP. Now these are the views that we maintain at warehouse level, and they're open. Okay.
So Rohan, just one question.
Mhm.
Before you extend the material, the ERP views, your product views in warehouse, what is the best practice your status of the material would be? Would you extend only at the status 50, which is like active,
No, there's
or
no such
there is
restriction.
no, there is no
We can extend a
specific?
block material as well. So or initial material is an initial stage status, you can still go and
Mm-hmm.
extend it.
Okay, right.
So just be
Logan, and this, sorry to interrupt. The storage type data, what are the data available? Storage type data last time.
we'll go one by one.
Yeah.
So before we go before we go ahead, this important point here. Here you have to create. Okay, the first time a product is extended to warehouse is like how we do whenever we create views. If a product is created at purchasing level, it has to be extended to sales level. We select the sales view in MM01 and create the views, right? Same way here, same logic you have to apply. First time you have to create. Okay. So let's quickly go through the views for warehouse slotting and storage type data. So here, this data is at warehouse level, so you can decide whether, okay, this is a process block. If the material has to be blocked, there's no entry for our warehouse yet. If the product has to be blocked for certain process, like you want to block it for inbound, outbound, physical inventory, you can set up an indicator and block it for a certain process. Process type determination indicator. This is very important. So basically our inbound and outbound process, we can do it in several intermediate steps. Okay, so we can decide, for this product, quality inspection is required or not, or deconsolidation is required or not, or in outbound whether it needs some special packing or not. So the intermediate steps, like some products may need special oiling, so it needs to go to a special oiling workstation. So based on the product, you can derive certain intermediate steps. This indicator, you know, takes control of that. Similarly, for a product, loading requirements are captured in this load category. Mm, I'm getting some background noise. Is it only for me or? Okay, now I think now it's good. So then cycle counting indicator, physical inventory, shelf life expiration check. So this is a new field here. This used to be at the MRC level, brand, oh, not MRC, Imara level. And now I think in S4 HANA 2020, SAP has given us this field here at warehouse level. So you can enter a shelf life of a product specific to a warehouse. Backflush withdrawal, used for production process. There are backflush material which get auto consumed on the production line through confirmation. So this indicator is used there. Correlation fix. I think this is used for any quantity corrections for your product. If you want to allow that, or if you don't want to allow that. Consumption relevant to VAS. So during a process validate service, if the product has to be can be consumed. For example, we consume the the packaging materials or some consumables like bubble papers and other things. If at all we are packing and we were consuming something, we set this indicator. So we track the inventory consumption of parts and VAS. Just excuse me. So all this settings are related to the retail. So let's not talk about retail. Let's go ahead with standard EWM. So preferred unit of measure, you remember preferred unit of measure, quality inspection group. We spoke about these fields. They are maintained at client level, and we said we don't maintain them at client level. We prefer them to be maintained at a warehouse level. So here you don't maintain in execution view, and you can maintain them here in the warehouse view. Okay.
So this is same like an inspection type, Rohan. Like we have quality inspection group.
Yeah.
Like
So
inspection time.
yes, it's similar to that. So your inspection gets applied. The type of inspection based on the group.
Yeah.
So certain items may be grouped for let's say uh, inspection. Let's say inspection sample of 10%. Certain may be grouped with inspection sample of 100%. So the type of inspection changes. So here we group them basically, and then we activate inspection for that group. Then for inbound and outbound, these indicators play a very important role. Put away control indicator, how the product is directed to a certain storage type. Then within the storage type, which section it is supposed to go. Then which bin the pallet is preferred. If it's a bulk storage, based on this product characteristics, how the product is, you can define how high the product is going to be stacked or how dense that bulk storage is going to be. In case of stock removal, this controls from where the product is supposed to be picked or which group of bins, or whether it's FIFO, LIFO, all those stock removal, how the stock removal is going to be managed for this product is done here. Stock determination group. So if at all you are supposed to pick product and you want to you always pick product based on the stock type. It's unrestricted, so we go for quality. We don't pick quality and block stock, but if at all you want to even if at all you want to let's say if you were to pick a quality and you're okay even if you pick a block stock. So it's okay for you to even, you give a sequence in which the system will search which type of stocks to be picked. I think quality and block is not a right example here. We have several stock type based on availability group. So there we use this indicator. So once you understand availability group, we'll understand that there are going to be several stock types. Even for unrestricted, it will have 2-3 stock types depending on the store location. So it controls which stock you can during picking. System looks for a certain stock type. We can give a sequence. If that stock type is not available, go for the next one, or that other one is also allowed. Okay. Two-step picking, outbound process we also had in WM. We also have that in EWM. Not used much because we use POSC. But yeah, it is possible to have the same thing here. So staging area and door determination group. So I think there was a question yesterday how the staging areas are determined. So this is one in the staging area determination table. This is one of the parameter product. So based on the indicator that is maintained for a product, we can product specific staging area can be determined. Okay.
Yes, yes.
So in case yesterday the example what we did with the 3 doors. So then if we have the 3 doors and we want a specific product to go to the specific door material, then this become mandatory, right? To maintain it, to determine.
Yeah. If it has to be product specific, there are several parameters. Product is one of them to determine a door.
The assignment of the configuration what we did. Okay, there is an indicator.
This is indicator. This is here you're not assigning door or staging area. It's a group.
It's indicator. Yeah,
it's an indicator. Determination indicator or not determination indicator. So
Yogan, this other than this indicator, the determination group indicator, we will configure the IMG setup, right, to determine the staging area group.
yeah, we will configure. It's not an IMG basically. It's a easy access thing. Where there is a setting to determine a staging area. There we'll assign this.
Okay.
Okay. So let's move on to the next tab, which is slotting. This whole tab is only used for a slotting process. You have a specific chapter, a special chapter on slotting. So it tells us, what is the demand quantity based on which slotting should run. What is the recommendation? There are several indicators and ratios which are used in slotting for calculation. We can use them. And then, it tells us, when was the last slotting run, what was the results, and all those information can be found here. We'll come to this tab during slotting process. All these indicators are specific to slotting only. So let's come to this view, the storage type view. In the storage type view, we said we have another level. We maintain stock at warehouse, partner, and dispose, and in storage type view, we also maintain the stock at the storage type level. So this view, we maintain the storage type. We enter the storage type. We enter the data here, whatever data we need to maintain, and then we say adopt data. So now this view is for 8001. I'll create another one for 8002. Okay. And enter details, adopted. If I don't want any storage type specific data, I can select and delete it as well. Okay. So let's understand where this storage type level data is maintained, for which scenario we use them. Storage type data, always we use it for replenishment process. Most of the time, we use it for replenishment and fixed bin kind of scenarios. So whenever we get the product, we discussed an example. The stock comes into the reserve area, then we replenish it to the fixed bin area, right? We took some example of how or the grocery stores, how they get stock from their warehouse to their fixed bins, right? So in this scenario, we maintain what is the replenishment quantity, what is the minimum quantity if it goes down, get it from the warehouse, what is the maximum quantity that bin can store. So this are the important indicators. Then we have section indicator, which section the product should go. Now, section indicator is at warehouse level. You can also do it at storage type level. So if the product has section indicator in storage type, so let's say in storage type 1, it has section indicator fast moving. In another storage type, it has another indicator, slow moving. So you can maintain separate section indicators specific to your storage type. Again, bin type is a field at warehouse level. You can also maintain it at a storage type level. Maximum number of bins, we don't allow sometimes, the product to be stored in more than 2-3 bins, because what happens is you want in that storage type equal representation for all the products. So you have, let's say you have 300 bins, and for each product you have set up 3 bins, so that in your storage type you get 100 products stored. So if that kind of design is there, then we limit the number of bins into which a product can be stored. So that doesn't mean that the product will not be stored. It will not be stored in that storage type. It will go to a buffer area or some other intermediate area till the space become available. Okay. Then if you don't want to do replenishment, you want to do splitting during put away of a task, you can set those indicators. Then these are all relevant to the put away transaction, put away process. How we can influence put away into the into a storage type. Basically quantity classification, quantity class, put away sequence, all these things are used to manage your quantities and your packing requirements while we are executing put away in a storage type. Okay, so we will use these fields especially during replenishment, and as in when we go ahead to explore some scenarios in inbound and outbound.
So here, Rohan, what I heard that or maybe read somewhere, in storage type, depending on the storage type setting, I can have a pallet number in the same storage type as well, a product, and I can have a product without pallet number as well in the same storage type.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there any setup for like that? Because I have a in the product master, WM product master.
So it's not in product, it's a storage type level. You can say
Yeah,
that
in storage type,
allow it.
storage type level, I made it not mandatory, the handling unit.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I receiving a product, so if I made it made it as a not mandatory, the handling unit number, then when I'm receiving a product, so at that time, do I have to generate the pallet number? Like if for that product I want to receive it in a pallet, or we control it with some other setting in the product master.
It's not in product master. It's basically, okay, let me put it this way. EWM, standard EWM will not allow you to receive any product without handling unit in RF. Okay, through RF. Through desktop, you can do that. So we don't design processes for desktop execution. We design for RF. So handling unit is mandatory. And then you can decide based on config whether you want to keep the handling unit or lose the handling unit once you place it into the bin.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Jogan, one question here. See, as you already confirmed, this EWM HU manage is mandatory. See, in case in our existing business scenario, that particular warehouse is not relevant to HU managed, how the rollout happened?
There are two ways. Either we create a custom transaction at a product level, RF custom transaction, which allow product level receipts, or else we create a dummy HU and we receive the entire HU, and then once we do the receipt, after that we don't, when we do the put away, that HU gets deleted. We don't track that into the bins. So it all depends, but the standard RF transaction handling it is mandatory.
Okay.
So now in 2020, you can do a receipt via MyGo as well. So if at all, you don't want to use RF and you don't want to use handling units, you can try MyGo good receipt as
Yeah,
well.
many of the warehouses, production related warehouses, they don't have HU managed.
Yeah.
Actually, this without HU, they are performing all these transactions. That is why I'm asking, see if the particular warehouse, how they will manage to migrate from ECC
See,
to
yeah, so
EWM.
production you can receive without handling units, but this
Okay.
inbound from supplier RF, for RF, it's the standard RF needs it, but
Okay.
it's
Okay.
not, you know, uh, end of the world. We can try inbound delivery, or we can suggest a desktop process if they want to do a good receipt, a MIGO process. If at all they need the receipt without handling unit and on RF, then we have to do an enhancement.
Okay. But through custom program, we have to do it, right?
No, we have to build a custom RF transaction.
Custom orphan. Okay. Fine. And
What
one
does
more
this
thing I
fix
observed here.
means?
Sorry. Yogan, one more question here. Actually, I noted one field as minimum replacement. Minimum shelf life. See, if we enter that minimum shelf life, that whether batch expiry program required to achieve the batch management scenario.
No. That field is not for batch managed parts. For batch managed parts, the expiry date is maintained in the batch master as characteristic. This is not read in that case.
Okay,
It should
okay,
not
that
be
is the
maintained.
entirely different field. Okay,
Yeah, that
okay.
is for a product which is non-batch managed and you want to activate shelf life.
Mhm. One more question, Yogan. Actually, see that quality related quality group related indicators and all you maintain in IM level, right? In Material Master MM01. See, we already have quality management views. See, what is the necessity of maintaining separate fields in WM packaging view or execution view?
Always, you need to slightly go back to SAP's history with EWM. EWM was a decentralized system, right? And
Okay,
just came in S/4HANA in 2016-17. So there are
okay,
many things which are redundant. You also have it in EWM, you also have it in ECC. So SAP is slowly
okay.
removing those things. So QM, we will
Mhm.
discuss in QM scenarios. Almost 80% of the QM functionalities has been removed, and we use them in QM functionalities in QIE of EWM are removed, and now we do it as part of QM. So your approach should be always use QM. Don't use QIE. QIE means any
Okay.
quality relevant settings you only do at quality management view level or quality level, and don't use these because in future SAP may remove this, right? So if there is already a dedicated
Mhm.
quality view, why we need this indicator? So you know in embedded world, always try to use the QM view. Don't avoid using these views. They both will serve the same purpose.
Okay, okay, okay. One more thing is in EWM product master storage type is mandatory.
No, it's not mandatory.
Okay, but if it is not mandatory, see when we configure the storage type in IMG, how the search sequence actually see if it is a blank system directly go to IMG and search based on the search sequence system pick that storage type, right? But if we maintain the storage type in product master level, how system is behaving,
That
the
we'll see
determination, storage
when
type
we
determination.
when we do the storage type determination. We'll see those config, how the determination
Okay,
works, how the
okay, okay,
sequence
fine,
works. Yeah, how the indicator
fine,
works.
fine, fine. Thank you.
What does this
One more
fix?
thing. Proceed. That is fixed bill.
This fix represents, I think it's used to update the field. When we do slotting, it is used to update that field. So in slotting, you don't want to change this field. They are fixed. So basically slotting will update, these fields. And if you don't want to update them, then we put this indicator as fixed.
You can one more point here. Actually, the quantity classification is there. That is there's a functionality of EWM or quantity classification.
Yes, it is EWM functionality.
Okay, fine. We'll discuss later. Not an issue. Fine.
So Ron, if you go to the last tab, please. So here you got a 3 fixed bin. So like in WM, we used to give a bin name in the material master. So here we don't give the bin name.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. So now here in EWM, we have a separate transaction to maintain fixed bin for a product.
Okay.
So you can display it here. You can see you have a display fixed bin here, but there is no fixed bin because the assignment is done at a separate place. So there is a
Do
separate
we need to
transaction.
activate these tick? The tick what we have over here?
No. These are
We
only
don't need
used for special purpose. We don't activate this.
Okay.
You
So
can
there's
why
a
3 checkboxes are there in each that storage section indicator that checkbox.
this is for each of these fields.
Oh, that is the equivalent fields. Okay, okay.
This checkbox is for that field. You know, it's fixed and should not be changed by slotting. So yeah, for fixed bin assignment, there's a separate transaction bin mat where we go and maintain the fixed bins to a product.
Bin mat. Oh, okay.
I'll not have any data here. We'll have to maintain it for our fixed bin storage, but can see for some other warehouse. So here we can assign. So assignment of fixed bin is very good in EWM. We can assign multiple bins to a product. So, and you can also maintain the maximum minimum quantity of a product at bin level as well.
Yeah, and it is one-to-one relation, right? Same like we have in WM, like product to fixed bin.
Yeah, one bin will only have one product, but
One product. Yeah, yeah.
product can be in multiple bins. You can have several fixed bins for a product in EWM.
Okay, can have several fixed bin for a product. Okay. So 300 is assigned. Okay.
Can you repeat that again? Can you repeat that again? Because
so
I can see one bin to different products there. With line 6, you bin 0. Oh, they're different. Okay.
Different.
No, it's not that. Yeah.
See, fixed bin, the concept is, a product has a specific bin where it goes. So, the capacity and everything is based on that product. So in that bin, we cannot have mixed products. It will always be one product in that bin.
Yeah, you are right.
Yeah, but for a product, you can assign more than one fixed bin because if a bigger warehouse is there, the fixed bin can be, 3 or 4 bins can be a fixed bins for the product.
Rogan, one more question here. Actually, in WM level, in WM the warehouse level, actually we have palletization quantity, right, in master data in ECC. See,
Yeah,
actually, see if the palletization quantity control the HU. See, once HU management, right? How here EWM handle without palletization quantity?
Good point. Palletization quantity has been moved from WM metal master to packaging specification. The palletization quantity will maintain it in our next master data packaging specification.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, we don't maintain it at material level anymore. So all these changes, are basically SAP's aim is to provide us more flexibility, and you will see, when we go in more detail, things there were probably I've worked a lot in WM. I know there are many restrictions. When I told you, for each grouping we have to create a separate storage type. Similarly, for a palletization also, I wanted to have several different behaviors, which we had to do enhancements. Now all those things are possible through standard. So pack spec is very, very important in EWM. So Okay, so before we go ahead with pack specs or anything, let us first understand, what are we trying to achieve here. Let's talk in terms of setting data for our warehouse before we start the processes. So here, this is a finished product, T-F100. I will try over the weekend or whenever I get time to extend all these products. They are there. This is a bill of material. The reason I was hesitating to create a new product because these products have their ERP data set up to, to support us with the SD scenarios, production scenarios. Okay, so let's try to use them because all those scenarios will not get setbacks in terms of ERP data. Will not spend time in running around some ERP config. Okay, when I say ERP means SDPP configs or finance config. Okay, so these products are set up, cycles are tested several times, so when we execute a process we will not have data issues with these products. So my suggestion to you is, since you are following me, extend these products. I will also do it for this warehouse to extend this product to the new warehouse. Okay, to your plant store location, all these products. At some point we'll also create a bill of material for this. Then for each product, with store location, so the raw materials, they are supposed to be extended to 1000, 2000, 3000. The finished product should be only extended to 4000. Then then we have some vendors set up in the system which we are going to use for the purchasing scenarios. For the raw materials, we have a customer which we'll be using. I'll keep it one simple because only certain scenarios where we are consolidating parts for multiple customer or consolidated picks we are executing, then we will use some other customers. But for all our primary or burn scenarios, we'll try to use this customer. Then this is where now we'll focus our attention on. This is the packaging requirement for the product. So this similar information you will get from your business. You should ask them, when they are getting the products inbound, how they are received. Okay, so there are um, several ways the products are, several possibilities. For example, the products can be received in a packing form. Some may receive the products as loose products. Some may receive them in pallet, but they don't want to store the HU in the bin. Okay, so all sort of combinations we'll have. We will try to see a mix here. So for example, this product, a finished product, it is always stored in 4 pieces, a Euro pallet. Okay. So for example, there is another product where we'll try to look T-100. For this product, we'll try to see how nesting works. Nesting means handling unit within a handling unit. So this product is going to be stored into wire baskets, small wire baskets, and those wire baskets then will be 50 wire baskets, 18 wire basket will be part of a large carton. Okay, so when we receive these products from suppliers, they give us in cartons, and in those cartons there are 18 wire baskets, and each of the wire basket contains 50 pieces. Okay, so another product, this is 10 pieces per carton, and we get a Euro pallet with 18 cartons or 10 cartons, whatever. I've just taken combination of all types of master data that you can see when you go for a project. So there'll
So
be
here,
products.
just quick one, a small one. So 18 carton is the top level. Under 18 carton, and in one carton there is a 10 pieces, right? That's what we are saying.
Yeah, so we say that in terms of level. The first level of packing is put it into
Pieces into the cart, into the box.
boxes. Yeah, and then the second level of packing is boxes into the pallet. Nothing but a box.
Yeah.
It's your palletization quantity.
Yeah, this is your palletization quantity, and we have two palletization quantity per level.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have some products which are managed as loose. So when I say loose parts, means there's no point in storing handling units for nuts, bolts, washers, gaskets. So what we do is we receive them as bulky parts and then we store them in those storage type. We don't, there is a storage type for these parts and we don't store the handling units. So they'll say this product is not a handling unit management. You design a process. I don't have any packaging material. I don't have pack spec, anything for that. So what we do is, for that whole item, we create a handling unit, we receive them, we put that away, and then we lose the handling unit information. Okay. So this, for these products, we'll not do a auto packing, or system is not going to expect multiple pallets. It is just one pallet for the whole part, and then once we place it, we place them without handling units. Okay. So so these parts, when we receive them, there are several ways this packing can be done. One, it can be automated through pack spec. Okay. The other way could be that we are manually packing it. Okay. A third way could be the vendor is sending us the packing information through EDI. Okay. So are you all aware, what ASNs are, how ASNs are, received through EDI? Has anyone not worked in, or is not aware of EDI ASNs?
Yeah, I have basic knowledge of this interface.
Yeah, okay. Let me tell you, what the process would be. So just a recap.
Before you move to the ASN one, Rohan, thought that this is for what we were receiving from the suppliers in the different. For the finished good, where we were doing the packing, for the first line, which is TB100, right? So there we can also have the two level, right? We can include the flavor of the two levels.
Yeah. It's up to us. I've just taken mix and match scenarios. Some cases I've taken nested, some loose.
Yeah. So if we can, in
So,
that one also, if we can take the nested, that will be great. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's all up to us. Yeah, you can do that as well.
so this packaging data is at client level?
No, it's at warehouse level.
Warehouse level.
packaging instruction, yeah, at warehouse level.
So the reason we did not have nested for a pump, because the finished product is a pump. So pumps are really big, and we can only accommodate. It's a very bulky part, so we can only accommodate 4. That's why we have kept it 4 based on the project. But we'll see when we execute production. We can also talk about nesting there as well.
Yeah, because you can do it one as in a pack and then 4 as in and in second level we can do 4, something like that. Yeah.
One as a pack ideally doesn't
One at
exist.
the single first level.
Yeah.
And the second level we can do 4.
Yeah, let's park it. We'll discuss during receiving of finished product. And we can customize it based on our requirement. So this is not fixed. We can obviously tweak this as we go ahead. So okay. So at this point of time, I want to test pack spec for one product, and I was about to explain you the ASN concept. Okay, so the products they are received, how we okay. Let's talk about the palette creation. Okay, so one of the usage of pack spec is to create handling units during inbound. Okay. So the handling units are created, either user manually is going to create the handling unit for these loose parts in the RF transaction while they are receiving it, or it's going to be auto packed. There is a third scenario which is very common in industry, where the vendor sends us the ASN, EDI. So we create a purchase order, we send the purchase order to the vendors. The vendor, when the product is ready, they send us a ASN information, advanced shipping notification, which will create an inbound delivery. Now, when they give us this inbound delivery, we tell them, hey, can you also give us the packaging information in the inbound delivery? So, and you give us a SSCC label. okay, for your boxes. So how it helps us, when the product comes, we don't have to create a delivery. We don't have to print labels. We just scan the barcode of, the label, and we are able to receive the parts and do the put away. So the customer's process is simplified. If a supplier is giving labels, they are giving the information upfront through EDI. Through IDOC, they'll create inbound delivery with all the pack information. So, like, we are also, as EWM, as a company, we will also, send outbounds. So our customers will also ask us this information. Send us EDI message of your outbound delivery, what you have sent, and also give us the packing information. So in the outbound delivery, we'll have an IDOC, which will have all this information go. And the pallets, there is a there is a standard SSCC standard based on which we create number for pallet. So this standard is used so that so that the number is uniquely identified. It doesn't get repeated in the standard. So many companies have to, they enroll for this. There's a big institute where they enroll and they get their unique number. And this number, every SSCC number is different. So you can uniquely identify your pallet in the supply chain. Okay. So the SSCC numbers are important. So when we create a handling units, we'll see there is an option to create SSCC numbers also, and how numbers are configured, how it is independent to a company. We'll see that as well. So outbound, we will also create handling units and we'll send the pack information to our customers. So same way, any vendor who is supposed to be, sending us the data, if they are EDI capable, we try to get the information through EDI. And there are other ways also. They can create a inbound delivery through Ariba as well. And the whole for us as EWM, the main thing that matters is either we are packing it, or it is being packed, or the packing information we have received from a supplier. Okay. If the customer tells us no, our vendors are not EDI capable, then you have to do all this exercise. We have to create handling units. See, creating handling unit is also, it's one part of the problem. We are creating ourselves because vendor is not capable. The other problem is we have to do printing. Okay. So now obviously vendor, when they have dispatch, they have their own labels, right? Which had the product quantity, whatever information they have put it onto their label. Now again, we are again printing labels here, right? So wasting a lot of resources here. So the main ideal scenario is vendor sends us all the information, so that this printing, this new label printing, new number generation, all those things can be avoided. But I haven't seen in automobile, it is very common. We get almost up to 80-90% of vendor complying with EDIs because of high volumes. But in other industries, especially pharmaceutical, the adherence is very less. So that's where we have to do the packing and print labels, and give a provision to print labels. Okay. So here, coming back to the packing, we will now basically see how the packing is done. Okay, we will create a inbound delivery. We will pack it into ERP to see how the packing is done on how the packing would be done by ASN. In the ERP, it can be packed. We'll look at a scenario where it is auto packed in EWM using PackSpec. And then as we go ahead, we'll also see how the packing is done manually. So there are 3 scenarios of packing, which we'll try to understand. But as part of PackSpec, the second scenario, auto packing in EWM, let's see that first with this master data. Okay.
So I know you will cover that in down session, Rohan. But when the ASN comes, so inbound delivery get updated with the packaging detail. Now how it pass into the EWM? So when you distribute it, those details get distributed to EWM as well.
Yes, that's correct. The handling unit from the delivery gets also distributed to EWM. I'm just looking at one slide. I wanted to show you one slide. Okay. Yes, the handling units are also sent, and you can see the same handling unit from ERP to EWM. Now, okay. Now, see, basically, I said, handling unit is a master data which plays a very important. Sorry, PackSpec is a master data which plays a very important role. So one such role we are going to see or explore is the automatic HU creation, right? In inbound delivery, ASN. So once the inbound delivery is created, ASN will, or ASN is created, they don't have handling information, we automatically create the handling unit through inbound delivery. So this is going to be our test, or this is one of the application of PackSpec. Is that the only thing? No. Handling PackSpec has several other usages, okay, which we'll explore as we go ahead. But we'll create a PackSpec and we'll test this. So going forward, we will see usage of PackSpecs in other areas like palletization. Okay, so palletization means, for example, we create a delivery. Okay, we did a GR. Now the put away task, for example, we did a good receipt for 100 pieces. Okay, let's take example of this loose products. Okay, so we created one handling unit manually. We did a GR. Now when the put away is created, system will create task for all 100 pieces. Okay, but if at all we want system to create task of 10 10 10, because at one point of time you can only handle 10 pieces. So that's where this palletization data comes. You can, whatever is your handling unit quantity, whatever is your receipt quantity, your stock removal task, okay, or your put away task, basically they will get created multiples of palletization quantity. I'll give you another example of palletization data. We'll see palletization data in outbound picking also. So for example, I have to pick a pallet. So our finished product is pump. So one pump is 4 pieces. Okay, one pump 4 pieces into a Euro pallet. Now, when my outbound is created, when delivery is created, my pick task is created, I don't know which handling unit the picker is going to pick. Why I don't know? Because it's in a bulk storage, and whichever handling unit he finds nearby, he's going to pick that one. Whichever pallet is accessible, he's going to pick that pallet. So I don't know which pallet he's going to pick. So that's why I cannot give a handling unit number in the task, but I know the quantity. It's always going to be 4 pieces. So when I create a task, I need 40 pumps. I'll create task of 444, 10 task of 444. I don't know the handling unit which one is picking, but I know the quantity. So in the picker goes, he knows he'll scan the pallet, he'll take the pallet, he'll scan the pallet, he'll take the pallet. So handling unit input is given during picking, but we already know the quantity which has to be picked. Similarly, put away, we always handle that product into that palletization quantity. So we may receive 1,000 pieces, but we can only handle 100 pieces during put away. So the put away task should be created for 100 quantities. Okay, so basically your task is your work execution, right? So you have the task quantity should be equal to the quantity in case of put away, what a put away resource can execute. He cannot put 1,000. If you create a task of 1,000, he'll come with his gun and tell you how I can execute this. Okay, so we have to split the task based on palletization quantity. We can use the palletization quantity for stock removal as well. We use it for slotting. So this palletization quantity can be further changed during slotting based on our rules. Then another important application of packaging specification is packaging material determination. I'm not sure you guys might have used, pick HU in WM. Pick HU, there's a transaction where we give a rule for creating a pick HU, and we create a pick handling unit, or we give a packaging material for a pick handling unit, So here, for example, for my outbound process, always I'm going to pick into a trolley. So trolley is a trolley is a packaging material. And you know, for whenever I'm picking from, let's say 8005, I always pick from a trolley. So trolley is my packaging material. So I can tell the system to determine a packaging material for me in the outbound process or in during the picking. So whereas order, so basically these are the three processes, when we are executing picking or whenever a delivery is created, we say that, oops, whenever a delivery is created, we say that the quantities have to be shipped into a container. We create a container as a pallet, okay, or it has to be created, quantity has to be sent into a special pallet. So here handling units are not getting created, okay, but system proposes you a packaging material. Okay, in case of deconsolidation also, deconsolidation is,
You are talking about the TU.
No, I'm still at the
Container.
delivery and no.
Container you told,
TU
right?
is one way. If you're not using TU, you want to create a container, so you can create a handling unit. If you're not using TU, TU is a way of representing your container, but let's say you don't use yard and TU management, still you want to create a container, you create a handling unit at a outbound delivery level. This is
Okay,
another
got
way.
it, got it.
But Rohan, why we creating a handling unit at outbound delivery number if my production give me a pallet, okay, which is generally that what happened, right? They make a pallet and they generate one handling unit number or the SEC number from the production. Now, when I'm shipping that SEC number out, okay, I want to keep one number throughout my supply chain, right? So that same number, I want to pick it up in my outbound and ship it out.
This is one scenario. Let's talk about another scenario. You don't
Okay.
generate handling SSCC in your
Yeah, then you do.
inbound,
Okay. Yeah.
and your customer wants it into a special pallet, steel carriage, which he has sent you as RTPs process, part of RTP process. So only that product should be used. But you may generate SSCC, but the packaging material is the one specific to that process, specific to that customer. So then you can use that in that case and generate the SSCC
Then,
state.
then, then we are losing. Okay, but then we are losing the track of the pallet number if we split that out into the new SEC number, or still we have the traceability.
We have the traceability. So which handling it was picked, and then when it was moved into another pallet, it creates a task and records the change.
And can it be also handled through the nested handling unit creation when you are doing the packing? The same
Yes.
you can. Yes. Okay.
See, nesting is very interesting. My suggestion to you guys, it's very interesting. EWM supports everywhere in nesting, but try to reduce the nesting. Why? Because in case there is an exception, use only when necessary. Okay, because in fast moving warehouses, if at all, they have to unpack, repack it. That's where, for example, in €1 pallet there are 18 boxes. So if you want to remove one box, or for example by mistake they have deleted the handling unit, or they don't know what was the handling unit number, packing, repacking, or any manual changes to be done, it is very tedious. So any mistake done, it is a lot of work on the desktop. So I would recommend only use it when it's necessary. You have to give your box information. There are customers where they have box and pallets, and box are also SSCC, pallet is also SSCC, and the customer needs it because it's a special requirement. Then fine, use nested, but use it for outbound. But when you store your inventory, don't avoid storing inventory nested, because you may be doing a lot of exception scenarios. Let's say one of the item is damaged. You have to always declare which pallet, which box is damaged, which quantity in that box is damaged. In physical inventory, you have to count each of these 18 boxes. It becomes very tedious to handle stock with nested handling units. So keep that to minimum. Otherwise, it adds up a lot of process. Internal warehouse process becomes very tedious for this nested pallets.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we have reached our end time. Just wanted to quickly take you through what we are going to discuss tomorrow, the ASN inbound delivery, and these are the other applications of PackSpec.
You can one question, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Here actually this all the packing material determination and palletization things, all we need to maintain condition record for packing to
Yeah,
determine the
in
packing specification.
PackSpec itself has condition records.
Okay. But one more question, actually in WM level, actually we maintain the packing instruction, right? Packing instruction and packing specification both are same or different?
It serves both, So so what we maintain in packs, we maintain this, right? POP3,
Okay.
POF3. For what purpose you maintain? We maintain for this, right? Automatic HU creation. Here it is also
Okay.
being used for palletization, also automatic HUs, also packaging material determination, also.
Okay. Rogan, actually in product master data level, I have a couple of questions. Actually, in WM level, we are maintaining storage strategy like stock removal and stock placement and special moments, all fields, right? But all maintaining in the same stock put away and stock removal field, right?
Yeah.
In WM level, in the storage strategy, we are maintaining, right, stock removal indicator and stock placement indicators.
Yeah.
This all controlled by this put away rule and this thing, right, in EWM level.
Yeah, that's correct. We also have stock removal indicator. We've seen that in the stock removal and the and the put away. We do have those indicators, and the function is almost the same like WM.
Oh, okay. But all functional same. There is no difference, right?
In the indicators, slight difference in configuration. You will see one or two configuration here and there. It looks different, but the way it
Yeah.
works is same. These two indicators you're talking about, it works the same.
Yes.
Same as
Okay.
WM.
Okay. That put away control is nothing but a stock placement, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In WM we have stock placement, right? That stock placement indicator is there, right? It's nothing but a put away control, right? Here.
Correct. Stock put away control indicator.
Okay. And that consent, see if it is a consignment stock, how handling EWM with the special moments like consignment stocks? Is there any settings recorded in WM, product master in WM?
No, see how you handle consignment as in ERP. Do we maintain it at master level?
Yeah,
No,
actually
right?
we keep the product material in the vendor premises, our company premises. Based on the consumption, we settle the payment.
So where do we say the product has to is vendor consignment, or it is in the purchase order, right? So in the
Yeah.
purchase order, you have a item category. Based on that, it goes for a consignment stock, right?
Yes,
Same thing.
exactly.
System will read that item category, and when we receive it, it will go to vendor consignment stock. We don't have to do any master data for that.
Okay. And one more thing, actually, we find out one field, I call it as this serialization profile. Serialization profile is applicable only for consumables, or one more thing, actually, is maintained in material level or storage bin level, or both.
See, it's a material activation. You activate serialization for a material. So when you store the material, the serial number information is also stored at bin level. So the difference between WM and EWM is WM doesn't store serial numbers at bin level, but with EWM, you'll also see which bin has what serial numbers stored. So we are not going to start scenarios. So we are at this stage.
Second, okay.
Yeah. So my suggestion would be we complete this.
Correct.
And then take a pause, and then we go maybe 3 days a week from this onwards, or we'll go with 4 because and then we'll decide. Let's start with
I think
4
I
and then
think
we
time
can
is
decide.
fine. What Kabir is looking that once we do the practice and we have any open question, we spend
Correct.
one day, something like that, to just to clear our, wherever we have the gaps or wherever we have the confusion, maybe a day or two, so, but we need to
So
agree on some
after
time. By
module
that
3,
time, yeah.
after module 3 and starting module 4, that gap, so that
Yeah, but
yeah, but it's up
so,
to
but
everyone.
yeah,
See,
but
Guys,
because,
I have
but
to
then
leave.
everyone need to sit.
Whatever you decide, I'm okay with it. I have to leave. Sorry.
Thank you,
Thanks.
sir.
Thanks, Sean.
Okay, thank you.
no problem.
Yeah.
So
So,
my suggestion is,
so
do a checkpoint at this stage. You should finish. I know you guys have to catch up, and you all are doing that. So at this stage, you should be, at least, not in detail, but at least the data should be there for your warehouse. For executing the process, because then you can, with processes, we can follow together. So whatever catchback you have to do, let's complete till here. So let's take a checkpoint at this stage, like how much more time you need. We can park 1 or 2 sessions for clarifications, or uh, any queries while you're doing practice, or maybe we take a pause for a day or two, so that you guys can catch up, and then we can start once you all are
when
ready.
did you think this module 3 will be finished at the
Yes,
speed we are going?
those holidays
Everyone?
coming in.
So today is Wednesday, right?
Today
So
is 13th, yeah.
we have 2 more sessions this week.
Yeah.
I think by next week we should be able to complete this, end of next week.
End of next week. So we have time to, to set that up at our end and do practice as well.
Yeah, so you will get this weekend plus next weekend to
Yeah,
complete till here.
yeah.
Even I have one doubt actually. See, we already completed the product master, right? See, when we perform the material master creation in ECC, that the same replicate to EWM's product, right? So actually, how the data integration happen between the system through SIP, right? Or
In decentralized, not in embedded.
yeah, no, decentralized. I'm talking is in the S4. Okay, I agree. Direct, but here actually that from decentralized, how it is happening through zip, right?
Safe, yeah.
Okay, how the zip functionality is working? Actually, I'm not very sure how it is working.
That's what I said. We will cover all the decentralized topics together. Once you have covered all embedded topics, we'll take a session on the delta parts, and we'll see. If we can, I can show you the sifting. I think we try get accessing to a decentralized system, and then I can show you that as well.
Okay, fine.
Run that product master, the WM product master, what we have extended in EWM. So that is something during the cutover we do it as a load. Like that was a direct extension, right? So we create LSMW because there are hundred of materials.
I'll show you in the warehouse monitor. We have an option to extend the products in mass and maintain them in pass.
Oh wow! Okay.
No, here actually in how the data migration, how they are doing, say from ECC to S4 HANA, the project-wise data migration project.
So ECC to S4HANA, it all depends, whether what kind of S4HANA implementation it is, whether it's a greenfield implementation, or the same system has been upgraded to S4. If the same system has been upgraded to S4, then we don't need to do anything. We have to just extend the products to EWM, and that's it in the same system. But if it's a greenfield, then obviously MMSDPP team, they'll also create the material in the new system, and then after they have done, we'll extend it. Okay.
Oh no, I'm talking about the SIP functionality, how it is working. Is a mass or how it is?
If it's mass, yeah.
Okay.
So if it's in mass.
And And the same principle goes for if you moving from warehouse to EWM. Is that migration support
Yeah.
workbench there as well?
See,
Because a lot of these
again,
material you have not warehouse views are not maintained
mhm,
anymore because in EWM they are
mhm.
not needed. So they
See,
need to be.
see again, what approach we take from WM to EWM migration, that also matters. The deployment option matters. If WM is in S4, see one common
Mhm.
scenario we have observed is many companies they migrate from they upgrade to S4 HANA and then they are in WM and now they want to use EWM. So then there are projects where they can migrate from WM to EWM in the same system
Mhm.
in S4 HANA.
Mhm.
So there are different ways. You ideally what we do is we create new store locations and do entire EWM in those store location, assign a new warehouse and do complete testing end to end. SAP has also given some migration guidelines that you don't need to create a new store location, same location you can there are a lot of tools given by SAP how you can transfer your strategies from WM to EWM, how you can transfer your indicators from but we don't use them. I don't see any. It's more easy to do it from scratch in
Reconfigure.
EWM
Yeah.
than using the
So
tools. We spend time on learning those tools.
yeah, it again depend, how your company want to do it. Now, like I give you the one example, like in Material Master, it was 18 character in ECC. Now it become 40 character, right? Now, if any company want to change the structure, okay, and they want to make a use of the big number, where they, or if you're changing a structure, then you may have to do it the delta, otherwise the plugins are there which can basis can help us to extract the data from the correct. We are not changing any configuration element, nothing, if we are keeping it same.
Yeah, that's correct. It all depends,
Yeah,
business
that,
need
yeah, how
and
you, yeah. But I think everyone around, yeah, like in your experience, everyone is who's moving, then there is a very good opportunity for them to enhance, like which they have missed or and treat
Mhm.
it as a green field.
Yeah, yeah.
What, what you
Greenfield
have seen,
is
like,
my proposal has always been to go with a greenfield approach rather than being a
yeah,
migration. But
yeah,
migration will save cost, but greenfield will give them an opportunity to, check
improve,
their
yeah,
to do a cross check what is new and try utilizing some